Light! A light! Is this light holy?
Ah, damn, man!
Barret?
What? So everyone's together again. That's why it's working, fools. Ah! Sephiroth! Ah! Is this the true power of Sephiroth? Oh, damn, man! My body! I can't control my body! Ah! I need a cigarette!
My front legs, my hind legs, my tail's about to tear off, and I can't even summon the Dark Magician! This is definitely not good. He's way out of our league. I don't know if I could go on. I'm getting sick. Cloud! Cloud!
Ah!
There! It's there! Cloud? Holy! Holy is there! The Holy's shining! Eris's prayer is shining! Like the shining Gundam! Holy? Eris! It's not over yet. This isn't the end yet! And welcome back and happy Thursday to the finale of Final Fantasy VII. It's time for us to finally take care of the score that's been needing to be settled this entire game. It's time to settle the score with Sephiroth. And in the meantime, we're also going to make sure that we're duly prepped because, like with boss encounters since Final Fantasy 4 and 5 and even 6, you have kind of a multi-phased boss encounter. And this one actually involves multiple parties. Fun fact, if you have not unlocked every single party member, you only get 2 groups for this. And I actually believe if you weren't able to unlock... No, it would just be 2 or 3 groups. Somebody was telling me that you only get 1, but that doesn't matter. So your third group is only 2 people. And basically it's just the whatever you consider to be the trash of your party. All right, let's go, everyone.
Oh, damn, man! Not only Eris, holy is the player of Avalanche, of Marlene and Dine, and everyone on the planet.
Maybe I shouldn't have come. I don't need materia any. Nope, still want it. This and that and everything's mine, and I'm never gonna give any of it up. Eris's memories. Our memories. We came to tell you our memories. Come, planet, show us your answer! And Sephiroth, to the settling of everything. And it's time to have our showdown with Sephiroth. Except this time, he's a little bit more powerful. So I welcome everybody to the first encounter with Bizarro Sephiroth. Bizarro! So technically, you can switch between the parties in this encounter. But since we have the best materia in the damn game, we don't need to do any of that noise. We can instead wait for him to take his turn. Interject an ability called Cosmo Memory. Nuke him, Red Boy. Nuke him! Boom! And with that, technically he's not dead. But this is actually one of those moments where he would cast a spell, and because of the damage that he has incurred, you would get given the option if you want to switch to another party. But we don't want to do any of that noise. No, we don't. Because we have the best damn materia in this game. It hasn't been shown yet. Worried about the other members? Not really. Because we have Ultimate End! I've kept this secret for long enough. It's time to unleash the Knights of the Round! And for all the people who are going to put this in the comments, you cheated! You went for this materia! How dare you! I tell you, sirs and or madams, this is the best damn materia of the game, and here is why. 12 to 13 consecutive attacks, all hitting every target, all hitting for at least 7,000. And if you're really good at this, 9999 every time, you can do upwards of 120,000 damage on anything that crosses your path. But it only feels appropriate to use it on Sephiroth, now with his enhanced powers from the life stream itself. And it's time for him to meet the big boy. It's time for him to meet King Arthur. Or at least I think this is King Arthur. Smack! Reality shatters. You are already dead. And bam! All it takes is one Knights of the Round to take out Bizarro Sephiroth. But that's okay, because that's not why you're here. That's not why any of you are here. You all are here for that glorious moment. That glorious moment when the song that this game is literally remembered for engages. It's time. You've heard this song before as a gamer, and whether or not you knew where it came from, this is where it is. This is where it started. This is where it forever shall be. It is the boss theme to Safer Sephiroth. Or, as I've heard him called, One-Winged Angel Sephiroth, which is appropriate considering the track's actual name, One-Winged Angel. This is the true difficulty of Sephiroth. If you are not prepared for this encounter, he will trounce you with this. And one of the main reasons he will is if you do enough damage to him, he has a summon. And that summon will kill you. Not only kill you, if it doesn't do enough damage to kill you, it puts every status ailment on you. The only way I've been able to see it saved is with the ribbon. You only get one of those, people. So you might as well be dead. Because if your party survives, they'll kill themselves off very quickly. Drak, why are you using this one? It's such a cheat! If it's cheating, and that's bad, then I don't want to be good, baby. This is hard work culminated. This is hard work put to fruition. This is mastered Knights of the Round, and therefore master summon materia. And yes, he's only doing about 3,000 because Sephiroth put up the damn barrier. But that's alright, because it's still 13 consecutive attacks at 3,000. Oh, and by the way, did I forget to mention that Cloud has W summon? Which means you get to go through this again. And again, and again, and again. So once again, happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. Happy December, as we're getting ready to end 2018 with the holidays. I am looking forward so much to a break to be able to spend time with my family. But first, I have some business to take care of, and that is Final Fantasy VII. It's been long overdue. 64 parts up until this one. That's how long it took for this game. And I hate to tell you this, guys. They get longer from here. This was 3 discs. Technically 2.5 if you consider the content. Now we're going to go into games that were 4 discs. Or one big amazing disc on PS2. That's what you're looking forward to. And it's also a bygone era from PlayStation. Multiple disc games. It's actually something I kind of miss these days. I like the fact that you can keep all your stuff on one disc, but I do miss the days of having to switch discs. Definitely one of those things I'll look back on and think of fondly. I don't know why, but I will. Oh, and by the way, MartAnimE. Yeah. In case you guys haven't figured out my strategy, this is how I've beaten I've technically beaten Sephiroth outside of this strategy once. It's not easy, especially when he starts pelting out the summon. You basically have to kill him before he gets off at least one of those summons. It's not easy to do unless you do Knights of the Round. But for all the naysayers that are saying, this is cheap or whatever, I actually think it's not. And the reason I think that is because, again, it's 13 consecutive attacks. It's almost like the planet is rising up against him. So it doesn't make sense to use this on, say, the Proud Claude from Midgar. And technically, you could have it at that point. It just feels right, though, to do it here. And to do it against Sephiroth. With this epic opera going on in the background. You'll notice I'm not singing along. I've already sung along to this song many, many times. And it's still as epic then as it is now. It's one of those things that I'm very happy the Kingdom Hearts series eventually made their own rendition of One Winged Angel to symbolize the Kingdom Hearts variant of Sephiroth. And also, by the way, W Summon MartAnimE. Ha! Have fun with this one, Sephiroth. But you're not doing enough damage, Drak! I'm doing enough. That's all that matters. I'm doing 13 versions of 3,000, almost 4,000 every time. That's still a lot of damage coming to him. And he doesn't get a counter in the middle of all of that. So that's what makes this glorious. Yeah, that's right. I referenced Bobby Roode. Glorious. And it's the most epic way to be able to take him out, by the way. Just to have the planet rise up and the culmination of all the materia you have earned, all the hard work and sacrifice you put into this game to nail him to the wall with this powerful a summon. Yeah, it's worth it. So call me a cheater. I don't care. This is satisfying as hell. Smack! Reality shatters. Omae wa nishiteru. I can't even remember the line, damn it. That would have been perfect. Oh, and what's about to happen? Shadow Flare! So he got one attack off. And how much is it going to do? By the way, this is actually a very powerful enemy skill to be able to get. And the dude who has Pandora's Box can also teach you Shadow Flare. I would recommend, if you want to be able to do this, to chintz it up with the enemy skill materia, which, by the way, that is kind of a chintzy materia, hence why I didn't really work with it that much. But you can totally chintz up this fight without Knights of the Round. All you need is enemy skill, and one of the main reasons for that is Shadow Flare. Shadow Flare, Pandora's Box, Big Guard. There's a lot of awesome abilities that I technically didn't show off in this Let's Play. There are so many guides out there on YouTube. It's at least worthwhile at one point to play through the game and just chintz the hell out of it with the enemy skill materia. Because some of those enemy skills, they be broke. Specifically like White Wind and Big Guard. Big Guard basically takes Wall and Haste and puts it together. That's amazing, especially for a brand spanking new player if you don't know that. In fact, I've always kind of debated doing an extra video like, if you're a brand spanking new player to a Final Fantasy game, here's how to chintz it up so that you can go through the story and then maybe want to challenge yourself later. Oh, wait. Drak, I thought you said you don't do hardcore. I do it occasionally. With my favorite games. And is that enough? Is that enough? It, in fact, is. Bye-bye, hardest phase of the game. Or at least hardest phase of Sephiroth. Everybody say wave bye-bye to the one-winged angel. As he gets sucked into the abyss. This is basically all of the remaining life stream power that he was utilizing. So it's time for us to say goodbye to Sephiroth. Bye, Sephi. Bye. Your name will live on in thousands of YouTube names. And WoW names. And pretty much anywhere you can actually create your own character. Wait, was it all a dream? Have we been here this whole time? This is all we could do.
Wait, what about Holy? What's gonna happen to the planet?
That I don't know. Isn't the rest up to the planet? You're right. We've done all that we could do. All right, everyone. It's no use thinking about it. We'll leave our worries here. Let's go home proud. First time in Final Fantasy history, victory is not certain. And part of that is because we know how the white materia works. We need to be judged. What happened? I feel it. What? He's still here!
Still? Ah!
Cloud? He's laughing! Cloud! What, you thought we were done? Hell no, we're not. This is where you get to have an epic moment. This is what I would like to say was supposed to be earlier in this game as we venture into the live stream to take care of Cloud. Unfortunately, that's not what happens here, and we only get it here. But there you go. We have a very big room with a moon in it. Oh, and by the way, someone's waiting for us. Who could it possibly be? Who could be waiting for us at the end of the tunnel? It is, in fact, time to actually settle the score. Not with powers, not with materia. 2 men, 2 blades. One more showdown to determine who is the best. Whose beliefs will win out? Whose fortitude reigns supreme? And for that, this is why you get Omni Slash. Because it's time to teach a lesson to Sephiroth, bitches! Feel the 9s! Feel the 8s! The only Omni Slash that beats this one is in the damn movie. You bastard. How could you be cooler than me? Because I'm not emo like you. Shots fired. No! And the corruption that he represents is no longer part of the live stream. But what does that mean for Cloud? Is he stuck here? Can he go home? Only the live stream has the answer. Oh, and also an old friend. Live stream? Cloud, you might want to move. Might want to jump. Oh, crap. Go save Tifa! Yep! There you go, soldier boy. I think I'm beginning to understand. What? An answer from the planet. The Promised Land. I think I can meet her there. Yeah, let's go meet her. Hey, where is everyone?
Hey!
I'm glad you're all safe.
They all seem to be safe too. But now what are we gonna do? Holy should be moving soon. And that means this place will... Oh, Lady Luck, don't fail me now. Whoops, dropped my damn cigarette. Sorry about that, live stream.
This was probably not the best idea to fly the airship into the crater itself. Just saying. But hey, cute babe. So what does this mean? Well, now that we've freed the corruption from Sephiroth, it's time for the live stream to defend itself. The only way to be able to counter Meteor is obviously with the planet itself.
Shit!
Bye, Highwind. We've had some great adventures. Although I wished I could have gotten my hands on that plane. That would have been awesome. The flower girl? Behold, early 90s kids in 3D games. Not really all that realistic. But hey, kind of looks like sprite art. Ah, crap. That's really close. It's the end of the world as we know it. And how appropriate that it starts at Midgar. Or at least according to the agenda here. But it does make sense. Most of the game, it's been Sephiroth and Shinra that have been evil, and technically even Shinra created Sephiroth. So, yeah. Appropriate for the abomination that is Shinra to be taken out first. And to resurrect themselves 2 years later. Kind of.
We are the live stream!
We will not let you take... Oh, wait, you can take this city. We don't care about it. Screw that, man. It's been taking way too much energy from us. And it's getting through. Well, we're screwed. Wasn't enough.
Wait a damn minute! What's gonna happen to Midgar? We can't let that happen!
Are you gonna stop the giant rock from space? I had everyone take refuge in the slums. But the way things are now...
It's too late for Holy. Meteor is approaching the planet.
Holy is having the opposite effect.
Forget Midgar. We've got to worry about the planet.
What's that? You remember that old friend? Well, it's time for her to make her appearance. That's one of the best parts about this ending scene. It wasn't truly the end for Eris. She just had to take on a higher mantle.
What the hell is that?
Livestream. I'd like to personally think that Eris has taken on a higher mantle. The guardian of the planet. It's coming. And even in Eris's eyes, Midgar is not so bad. Just because Shinra lived there doesn't mean that the rest of the people in Midgar aren't good people. And therefore, it's time for Holy to judge the planet. And it has judged that we get another chance. And the image that we started the game with is the one we ended on. And that's it, people. It's been a long journey. 65 parts. You guys thought it was long enough when 6 was 52, an exact year, if you do a video a week. And things will only get longer from here. My final thoughts on Final Fantasy VII. I will say that during this Let's Play, I've gained a little bit more of an appreciation for it. But the problems that I see from it still exist, which is that not necessarily it's a bad game. It's that unfortunately it's set precedents within Square Enix that has been very difficult to overcome, which is simply to beat the popularity of Final Fantasy VII. Me as a Final Fantasy fan, I tend to believe that one of the reasons that Final Fantasy works the way it does is because you can have a perfect storm in its own right. And it doesn't have to be recreated because as long as you have the same level of dedication, you will create another one. For example, the predecessor to Final Fantasy VII, 6, is another game that gets brought up in a lot of circles as the best Final Fantasy game. And it can be said with plenty of merit. So can 7. And the main reason being is that they were perfect storms in their own right. Everything worked for them the way that it had to. And unfortunately, when you had 2 successes in a row, Square kind of lost sight and decided everything must match Cloud versus Sephiroth. Everything must match the life stream. Hence why we have a lot of games that have a lot of very recurring themes with Final Fantasy VII. Especially after this point, when we had our next entry in the Legacy of Final Fantasy VIII. And later on, Final Fantasy XIII. But that's going to go ahead and do it here. My final thoughts on Final Fantasy VII are, it's still a good game. For all the people who thought that I was saying it wasn't, you're wrong. It's good in its own right. It deserves the place that it has in gaming history. It deserves the accolades that it gains. But it is just a touch mentioned too much in the Final Fantasy canon. I love Cloud just as much as anybody else. But eventually, you have to take a break and go look at what came before, and even forward into the future. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this Let's Play. As usual, the way that I end these things, I let you guys kind of end on the awesome music that Nobuo Uematsu creates for this, as well as any ending cutscenes that this game may provide. But first of all, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this 65-part journey. It's been an amazing thing to be able to put out to you guys, and to be able to show that even though I have problems with this game, I love it just as much as anybody else. And I hope you guys enjoyed as we went through Final Fantasy VII. If you haven't yet, please check out my thoughts on the other legacies on the other videos of the Legacy of Final Fantasy. A lot of people don't know this, but I've been doing this since the beginning of my channel. Starting with Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, a personal favorite, and going through all of the Roman numeral titles up until this point. Now, unfortunately, in December, you will not be getting Part 1 of Final Fantasy VIII. It will return next year. Hopefully, in that time, I'll be able to get all the kinks worked out in grinding. But in the meantime, I hope everybody has a happy holiday season. Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate. Happy holidays to all. And I'll be back next year with even more of the Legacy of Final Fantasy. I am Drak. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.